Something that's come up for me in my life recently is the realization that when I achieve something externally, I still don't feel like I'm enough. I still feel like I need to achieve more. I qualify myself, and I only focus on the negatives. I focus on what could have been, or that I need to do more, or that in some past occurrence I still hadn't achieved that thing, and so I need to achieve more of those things in my life. I look to examples in the past rather than present memories that were positive, that had a good outcome, that had something that was useful. And so what I realized recently is the negativity of my mindset, and how this negativity is really holding me back in odd patterns of guilt and shame and victimhood and blame. Being able to see all the things that are holding me back can be a bit scary. It's kind of like peeling layers of an onion and seeing that the layers never end, and there's always another layer, there's always something, and you just discover more and more about patterns in your life. And the more you release that ego, and the more I've released my ego to seeing things clearly, the more I can see all the things that I was hiding from, all the things that I didn't want to see, that I didn't want to look at in my life. And those things were stopping me from achieving greatness. Because part of me, some pattern was still there that wanted to sabotage me when I was doing things that were good. And so I wouldn't allow myself to take the win. Some part of me still needed to feel like, I was a piece of shit. That I need to do better and be better. That I couldn't take the win. That I couldn't celebrate. That instead of focusing on the positive, I would focus on the negative. And all the occurrences that didn't go well, or didn't achieve that result. And so, this video, to put it simply, is just me talking about how I'm now aware of this pattern, and and I guess to document this, right? I want to document this moment for myself. And I think now that I'm documenting it, now that I'm slightly more aware of it, and as Joe Dispenza says, catching yourself in the act when you are falling into energy of the limited self, energy of the past self. When I fall into the past self, noticing that, being aware of it, being able to change it. Boom. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I started doing it, and I started to notice change. And I started to notice, and just like a fire starts from a small ember, a fire starts to simmer, and it starts to grow and grow and grow until it engulfs the whole fire. This massive fire. In a similar way, that is what I am doing. And so when you feel, and when I felt like the positive isn't enough, the thing that I'm doing isn't enough, or whatever, start to view it, instead of in a negative light, start to view it like an like a small ember simmering, growing larger and larger until it's truly a large flame. And I think just seeing that visually and then assigning it to that thing in your life can really help to make you focus on the positive and make you focus on those great things, those great aspects. Now, I'm also combining this with observation. So I do a lot of meditation, and whether it's negative or positive, I think you should still observe it. This is not about hiding away from the negative. I still very much look at the negative, and I think it's important to look at the negative. However, just like positive and negatives are just thoughts that arise, we can also become overly focused on the negative and trying to get rid of the negative, rather than simply looking at the positive, or not looking at anything, but allowing yourself to be as you are without those things. So allowing myself to drop that addiction of the negative, drop that addiction of needing to let go of these negative aspects, these traumas, whatever, I think is incredibly helpful as well. So, yeah, this is a bit of documentation for myself. Let's continue with this. Let's see where I end up. Peace.